Hitler believed the Soviet Union would collapse within months. In June 1941, millions of German and Axis soldiers launched the largest land invasion in history, expecting a quick and decisive victory. The invasion became a war of destruction. Entire Soviet armies were surrounded, cities were devastated, and millions of civilians and soldiers faced unimaginable suffering across the Eastern Front. Instead of surrendering, the Soviet Union rebuilt its industries beyond the Ural Mountains. New factories produced enormous numbers of weapons while millions of civilians worked day and night to keep the war effort alive. At the gates of Moscow in late 1941, the German advance finally stopped. The Soviet defense proved that Hitler's armies were not unstoppable and could be defeated. Stalingrad became one of the bloodiest battles in history. After months of brutal fighting, Soviet forces surrounded and destroyed Germany's Sixth Army, changing the direction of the war. After Stalingrad, the Red Army began pushing back. Soviet forces learned from earlier defeats and launched powerful offensives that slowly forced German troops westward. At Kursk in 1943, Germany launched its last major offensive in the east. The Soviet army stopped the attack and permanently seized the strategic initiative. From this moment, the Red Army continued its massive advance. They crossed rivers, broke fortified positions, and liberated huge areas from German occupation. During Operation Bagration, the Soviet army destroyed much of Germany's Army Group Center. The defeat became one of the greatest military disasters suffered by the Wehrmacht. By 1945, Soviet forces had pushed deep into German territory. After years of fighting, the Red Army was moving toward the final battle for Nazi Germany's capital. In April 1945, Soviet troops surrounded Berlin. After fierce street battles, they captured the city, and Nazi Germany surrendered days later. Western aid played an important role in the Soviet war effort. Trucks, food, fuel, and equipment from the Allies helped strengthen the fight against Nazi Germany. On April 25, 1945, American and Soviet forces met at the Elbe River. The final collapse of Nazi Germany was now only days away. The victory came with an enormous cost. Millions of Soviet soldiers and civilians lost their lives during the war against Nazi Germany. The Soviet Union did not defeat Nazi Germany alone, but Germany could not have been defeated without the Soviet Union. The war was won through Allied cooperation, sacrifice, and determination.